Welcome to the podcast of disaster. I'm your host, JCR1216, and joining me are my co-hosts.
Hello, I'm Jordan.
Hello, my name is Turk Doodles.
Hello, I'm Funfoof the cartoon.
And joining us is our brand new co-host.
Hi guys, my name is Prankster. Very nice to meet you guys.
Another one bites the dust following along my trail. It truly never ends.
Soon, everybody you know will be on the podcast, Floof.
Mm-hmm. It's only a matter of time. It's just inevitable, and I can't stop it.
Soon your Uncle Phil is gonna be on the podcast, and he's gonna give his honest opinions about Lanofish. Anyways, speaking of things that are kind of old, Shadow 05, 20 years later. This game is older than me, by the way. This was actually 06 came out before I popped into the world. But for most people, Shadow 05 was kind of their first their first Sonic game. I was about to say the first Shadow game, but this is the only Shadow game as of now.
At the time,
And,
I mean, to be fair,
no.
I can count Shadow Gens as a Shadow game because it's still titled with Sonic Generation. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we don't forget
Unfortunately,
that.
can't relate to what JCR was saying earlier because technically I am 7 months older than this game.
Yeah. I'm a month younger than 06.
when did the game come out? Because I could be a month older.
06 came out in December. 06 came out in November of 2006.
Okay, so
Like
when did
most
05
Sonic
come out?
games,
So like 05 came out like
November is just the Sonic game month.
Yeah.
okay. So I was born a month later. Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that November is a Sonic month, Sonic game month because of the impact that my wallet has had because of these thumbnails. Anyways, this game is I think most known. Obviously besides being a Shadow game. This was where we had a cast change from the Adventure era to the 4Kids era. You saw people like Jason, Lisa, Amy, He Who Shall Not Be Named, and more join the voice cast of Sonic.
You really went there, didn't you?
Mhm.
Yeah. I prefer to call them the Dreamcast. Yeah, they are the Dreamcast. Yeah, going from the Dreamcast to the 4Kids era cast. I grew up with the 4Kids era cast, so it is not that big of a deal. However, you can tell like in Shadow 05 with that being like the first game that they make their Sonic the Hedgehog video game appearance and such outside of Sonic X. You can tell that they are pretty much just literally coming off from Sonic X. After and then later on in the game's history you can see like their characters, like their voices for the characters evolve from then on. But it's like when you go back to Shadow the Hedgehog and some voice actors were still like what's the word am I looking for? They were still
growing pains.
Something of the like, sure, we can go with that. Just something like that when it comes to their characters, like Jason having to differentiate his voice from Sonic and Shadow, and
Identity
some people
crisis.
didn't really notice at first. Some people didn't exactly notice at first. Some people very much noticed. Again, I grew up with the 4Kids cast, so I can't really say that I had much of a change. Sonic Rush was my first Sonic game. So what a wonderful time to be in 2005. But when it comes to Shadow the Hedgehog, there's certainly a lot to talk about. Yeah, voice cast changes and say just like a whole change in the genre and the tone of the games themselves.
Yeah.
Guns,
Like,
lots of
yeah, like,
firearms, and many other things.
Hey, listen,
Um,
listen, like 2005 was like or like that year was pretty much the edgy year, and
You
Sega
know,
wanted to
it's
get in on that. So
you know, it was that prime like original like you know that era in gaming where you can just look back and think fondly of like the original Xbox and all of
yeah,
that, like PlayStation 2 and everything. It's like it's like that, you know. You know,
Mhm.
it's that era, you know. uh I'm pretty, you know, I you know, uh you know, during that
the
time you
GameCube.
think of like uh Halo, Call of Duty, a lot of that um
yeah,
in the space of the gaming scene. And well, I guess, well, Shadow the Hedgehog was definitely an interesting change to form because, the last mainline game that they had at the time was Sonic Heroes, for
hmm
being a very colorful game, um, you know,
Very
an
cheesy.
evolution of gameplay styles evolving from the what is usually the adventure era gameplay, as well as the team mechanics and everything, you know, and
yeah.
it's just, the jump between Sonic Heroes to Shadow the Hedgehog will
Was very
still be an
dramatic.
interesting development in the series.
I
Um,
hmm
think I think this was kind of the game that gave Sonic had a rough transition into 3D stereotype that we honestly do here today.
Mm.
it's
Because
unfortunate.
yeah,
It's really
yeah, because
unfortunate.
this is where people would say the Dark Age began, most likely.
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay. I wouldn't say it didn't like specifically that time, but like I think when let's say you obviously like '06, like '06 to '07. Yeah, that's like when you really started to see like
Think
things
so.
weren't going well at all.
Yeah. Um,
So
honestly, but even then, like even at the time, it was believed that Shadow would have obviously Shadow had amnesia and heroes, and like carrying that onto this game with kind of a different voice cast is kind of insane to me. I'm of the belief that they probably should have at least kept the Dreamcast era of what Floof nicknamed it at, as for this game, so that way Sonic 06 sets itself as a reboot as it was probably originally intended to be.
hmm
Um, I will say, like, I don't know. I wasn't alive yet when this game came out, but like the idea of a Shadow game back then was probably seen as a really cool concept.
yeah, like it was like people like really liked the character when he first got like unveiled to the world.
Yeah,
So
Shadow the
so like
Hedgehog and the Second Amendment.
yeah, true. So like making a shadow game was a cool idea on like paper, but when it actually came to be, yeah,
And they did not know what they were doing.
yeah,
People were, especially since, Shadow, you know, the whole big thing there was that Shadow came back in Sonic Heroes because he was so popular after Sonic Adventure 2 had come out. And, what could they possibly do from there? And it's like, oh man, a Shadow the Hedgehog game. And you can probably tell that it was probably not what the audience was expecting.
Yeah, a
yeah.
first-person shooter
It was a
platformer.
okay, yeah, like it was a complete 180. Right? People thought like, okay, it's gonna be another action platformer, like going back to Shadow's backstory, but no, they said, hey, we're gonna do guns and make it edgy and cool.
I mean,
2005, the year
I
of
mean,
Henry.
looking back, it certainly was cool, but unfortunately,
Yeah,
people were
but
not
then it
as
wasn't like cool enough to be good. So
and also people weren't like how to say it? People
Yeah.
weren't as cultured, I guess you could say. I mean, again, it's that revisionist history looking back on it, but like it's cool. It really is cool,
Yeah.
looking back on it. Like the gameplay can be a bit much, but people can be like people can certainly be like that when it comes to the gameplay. It's just it's
I mean, listen, like,
it's very opinionated on what you
yeah,
think
listen,
about the game.
like, I mean, I'm gonna call it the Heroes engine because like both Shadow Jets and Heroes would be on the same engine, but
Uh-huh.
like the game's controls, like, I mean, like I said, I have no experience with the game, but what I've seen and what I've heard about the game is very slippery for most people.
Yeah,
So that
as
was
someone
like
that's played the game
that was like one of the
briefly,
main turnoffs for people.
yeah, as someone that played the
Um.
game briefly, the game is
So
slippery.
go ahead.
Oh. Yeah. I do believe the controlling was a bit slippery, so something a little more stable would work.
Hmm.
That's really all.
Okay,
I'm not the biggest Shadow fan, so I don't really have many opinions on this topic.
it's good. It's good.
Amusing considering the topic we're talking about today.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a Shadow fan, but I have to play the game, so I would say, yeah,
Yeah.
the controls are a bit sloppy, but once you get a hand of it, it's not that bad. You can actually pull up a lot of crazy things. For example, dying.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, yeah, like, speaking of it, like, I feel like yeah, like I heard like the controls are really like, weird. The platforming can like is like very questionable.
Yeah.
Because like there's so much stuff going on screen, so it kind of just makes it harder for the player to actually see or like tell what they're trying to do. So
Definitely. Shadow 05 is, I think, really notorious for how slippery it is. Obviously, Heroes obviously had that problem as well, and as someone said earlier, like it was built on the Heroes engine. But
mhm.
but I will say that this game looks a lot more pretty than what Heroes looked like.
I
Even
mean
for
for
a
the
game that came out 20 years ago, I still think Shadow 05 is graphically impressive, even though it's on it was one of the the last what generation would you call this?
it was
Early
like
2000s consoles. I will say that the game
yeah.
looks beautiful for that era.
Mm. I mean it didn't look bad. I mean for me like I do prefer like more brighter colors, but like since they were trying to go for a darker tone, I mean it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So
I guess we should get into the levels now. The game opens up with Westopolis, and in my opinion, I think this is one of the best starting levels ever for a Sonic game. That opening cutscene, which is by the way beautiful for 2005.
mhm.
Also, fun fact: Jeff Fowler, the director of the Sonic trilogy, I guess not quadology, he worked on the game.
Yeah.
This is yeah. Before going on to uh excuse me. Sorry. Uh
It's fun.
yeah, people have like very, specific backgrounds when it comes to Sonic. It's very interesting. It's like, we all people will often look back and see that Ian has been with the series longer than people may expect him to. And the same thing goes for Jeff Fowler. Um Having once worked with Blur Studio, who worked on a lot of the uh, CGI and such at the time, especially during Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06. Later, it would be the company would help with the animation in the movies, and he would go on to direct them. Um, it's just very
Yeah.
fun when you see it's like, oh wait, this guy knows Sonic. It's like he's not new. He's been around long enough.
He knows who
Um,
Storm the Albatross is.
I mean, I feel like
uh,
Jeff was like very. I feel like Jeff was like very excited when Paramount said, "Hey, let's make a third movie and like let's like introduce a new character." And like I think he's like, "Let's do Shadow," and like, everyone was on board with that. And So I know they were like very happy to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would also we would also come to understand that with Shadow the Hedgehog as well, with all of these new and exciting environments to go through, there was also the very exciting prospect of a new story in the game, and that would be uncovering more of Shadow the Hedgehog's past. Um, Building off of the fact that he is under amnesia, coming from Sonic Heroes. We have an alien invasion showing up on Earth, and the leader of the aliens, Black Doom, prospecting. No, don't you guys just love words? Words are awesome.
It's called the podcast of disaster for a reason, Floof.
I know, isn't it great?
Yeah.
The leader of the aliens, Black Doom, promising that the
Review some of
Chaos Emeralds will be in their possession of the Black Arms. And Shadow is the key to finding it, finding them, finding the Chaos Emeralds. And they are also, and Black Doom knows something. Black Doom knows something. And unfortunately, that's all Shadow can get out of this um, mysterious alien that just showed up from
Yeah.
a flying starfish. I'm sorry, I had to get that one out of the way.
Patrick Starfish.
Yeah. Look, I'm saying that
No, it's
now.
not a
The
crazy
story,
buzzword.
like
Um,
the story would have been good, right? If it wasn't for the 500 plus endings you gotta do for 100% completion.
Yeah,
That's-
we'll get to those endings in a bit, but
Yeah.
let's
so
talk
yeah,
about
Lestopolis.
Lestopolis. I think it is a
Which
fantastic
is,
title.
yeah, Lestopolis is like it's the beginning of the game, the ending of the game. We know exactly what happens. That Shadow is approached by Black Doom. The Black Arms are invading the rest of the world, slowly but surely. They've had a plan for years to find the Chaos Emeralds during um, the Fire in the Sky Festival. I think that's what it was called, right? Fire in the Sky?
I believe so.
Yeah, Fire in the Sky Festival, where the Black Comet would be seen near Earth every 50 years. Which the Black Comet was the home of the Black Arms. And yeah, things kind of go really deep as soon as Shadow comes across Sonic, but also the fact that Gun from Sonic Adventure 2 are fighting the aliens. And there is a lot said in the dialogue. There's a lot that is said about those specific aliens in the dialogue.
Yeah. That's something that I really like about this game. Say what you want about this game, but I do believe that its world building and atmosphere is top tier. Just the fact of the matter is there's so many different voice lines. There's a Yuji Naka Easter egg that one of the soldiers says. Did you know that, Floof?
Hmm.
Yeah, I believe the line was like, "Mr. Yuji Naka is okay," or something like that. I think that's hilarious. But yeah,
I actually, I actually don't think I
Westopolis.
did know that.
Yeah, there is a like it's like later in the game, but there's a Yuji Naka Easter egg, which is funny
Huh.
because he's him and Shadow now have something in common. They've both been to Prison Island.
Of course, of course, yeah. But anywho, but yeah, Westopolis, um, you know, uh, one of the many games that we have to start us off in a city level, um,
everything is being
which
destroyed as well the invasion and the guns so they try to defend.
yeah, it's yeah, um, we get to see more of the human population elsewhere, and just a few other things here and there, and also yeah, weaponry, guns, lots of guns, and also
Mhm.
hijacking vehicles because we can do that.
Yeah.
Because
I-
it's a cool thing to do. It's the edgy
True.
thing to do. We gotta get them pew pews
True.
and pow pows.
Yes. I do
But you
like
want
the
to know
fact that
where
this
we?
kind of started a running joke that Shadow's just like a gun fiend. It's like, ooh.
But anywho,
I would also like to believe he's a gun fanatic and he just knows like 20 million fun facts about guns.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Shadow would geek out if I showed him a hunting rifle.
But we now go over to from Westopolis, but we are still technically in the territory of the United Federation, which is where these places are. It's like in Shadow the Hedgehog. It's like, oh, Westopolis is here, like part of the United Federation. It's mainly where Gun operates from, and we go over into um we go to the internet, quite
Yeah.
literally.
The amazing digital circuit.
Sure.
Yeah, that pun was right there. I had to take it.
See, I was gonna go with cyberspace before cyberspace, but you know what? That's also fine. Because as quite literally, Black Doom, when talking to Shadow, mentions that this is um uh it's a cybernetic information highway within the United Federation's mainframe, and also something also tying to the CIA apparently. But yeah, it is one out of two environments like this in the game. Um, and it is also where Shadow is able to find Rouge for some reason. She's also in this digital environment too.
Yeah, she wants to get.
in a very cool looking outfit, I might add.
Yeah, she was there basically to get information about the black aliens. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or like Shadow
I
say,
think
the
it's
black
interesting
creatures.
the way that they incorporate the rival, well, not rivals. I wouldn't call Shadow and Rouge rivals. The environment of Sonic.
No, like okay. Do
You
we know
know,
like
it's just
Rude? Like
it's a normal
we-
occurrence for people to enter into computers, like, as if it were like uh
Matrix.
Matrix. I was gonna say Tron, but that's yeah.
Too bad that every Tron movie has flopped.
yeah. But,
Don't
like listen,
remind
like we know
me.
like Rouge makes sense going in the story, like but still like Sonic though, he was just there for the love of the game, right?
Yeah.
That is true. And yeah, and we thought that we would be able to see Digital Circuit in the future, but it's not exactly what we expected. But Digital Circuit, as we know it from 2005, is a very, very interesting thing. And also, we get to see more of, uh, people behind the government. Like we get to see the president again after SA2. Um,
Mhm.
we get to see uh, uh just just a very amusing picture of Sonic and Shadow at the White House.
They
Gotta
can tell
love
was
it.
clearly just cropped, screenshotted in from a different game.
Surely. Um, it is amusing. It is. And now we're gonna go to something that is not so amusing. Um, we go from at least I'm hoping that we are just summarizing the levels here and there.
Yeah,
It's
we
not like we're
are.
actually
Yeah.
not going to go into full detail about them.
Yeah, we're not gonna go.
Yeah,
If we were going full detail, this would be 9 hours long.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I will kill
Then
each and
by
every
all
one of
means
you.
we head on over to Glyphic Canyon,
Yeah.
which is
It's a canyon.
a bit of a lore-ish heavy area because here in the Glyphic Canyon, it is mentioned in a later in a later level that we'll get to eventually, is that a lot of the ruins featured in the canyon are left behind from the Black Arms because from some from an age ago, the Black Arms left their holy ground on Earth, primed for the future invasion to come, and it has already come. And amongst this, Shadow had ended up finding Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles is there asking for assistance to deal with the black aliens, but also Eggman robots. I think you have to activate some kind of device on Knuckles' side.
Mm-hmm. And you know, the story at this point, the story very much differs depending on like what route you've taken. Either you're assisting Sonic and Friends, assisting Eggman, assisting the Black Arms, or just doing your own thing and finding the Chaos Emeralds and stuff like that. And yeah. The United Federation at this point is like, yeah, they are just pushing the Black Arms out of the cities and they're doing what they can. However, some things aren't going according to plan, but better that Sonic and his friends are taking care of things and Shadow is doing Shadow things. But yeah. But Glyphic Canyon, yeah, it's a very interesting place. I also really like it because I didn't know this at the time that I believe there I believe I do believe that there is like I can't seem to remember. There's like yeah, here we go. I was wondering what this was. That apparently going on to our next level, going
Lethal,
back
not
to
Radical
Westopolis. Yeah, we're going back to Westopolis, out of the canyon and back into the city, and we're going down Lethal Highway.
Lethal Highway is basically, yeah, like you say, Westopolis, but it's mirrored. It's a mirror version, and you know, remove a few buildings.
But yeah, I was gonna say is that this is where we go into fighting. I always forget. I just call it the tank. That's all.
Yeah, you fight the flying device. Like, what? You have to break the shields and then hit it, and it gets destroyed. Simple as that. You need Sonic is there to help you too. And what else? Oh yeah, and Black Doom asks you to, you know, let the thing escape, basically.
Yeah.
That's all the whole
that's
mission.
something that's really interesting. The fact that there's like different scenarios for each level. Like we are gonna go back on it a little bit more when we get to the ending part of the episode. But just the fact of the matter is the fact that you can play these levels so differently. The fact that this is like the only really true choose your own adventure Sonic game kind of makes me sad.
Yeah.
I believe that there is so much potential for a choose. Imagine if Sonic Forces was a choose your own adventure game.
That probably wouldn't be a good idea, but
Like,
ooh.
man, I would love to make a
But
fan
here's the
game.
look, yeah, look, that would be a good idea for us, but like, I wouldn't trust 2010 Sega for that. So I wouldn't trust them.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Lethal Highway though is really cool, but it does kind of start the trend of the recycled assets. Of like you can obviously, you know, this is supposed to be Westopolis. I do like the fact that the mission for a Doom is escape from the city. I don't know if that's an intentional reference or not, but I think that's hilarious if it is an intentional reference to the city escape. Next up we have for level wise Cryptic Castle.
I'll be honest, Mystic Castle, it's kind of fine. It's basically like a homage to the heroes
Yeah,
in Bird
it's
Castle.
another spoopy level.
Yeah, but compared to the heroes one, this one is actually fun. To be
Yeah.
honest.
As long as you don't try to go find cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find cream.
Yeah, that's
Sorry, cream. We're gonna keep you in a secret castle, Mario style. Bye bye.
Sorry, but cream is in another castle.
God. Yeah,
Oh
that
man.
would be funny. Next up, Prison Island. Boy, I have things to say about you. Um, this is definitely something. The fact of the matter is, I will say it is nice that this level is kind of not the worst thing in the world, but the fact of the matter is, you find the damn fourth Chaos Emerald here, and the fact of the matter is you get to see the Chaotix, which is kind of funny. It's not find the computer level funny, but I do like the fact that the Chaotix do play a part in the story.
Prison Island.
Yeah.
Well, you only
Prison,
find charming.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying the Chaotix appear later in the story. But the Prison Island just coming back from Sonic Adventure 2 it's a cool idea and concept, but again,
It blew
I
up.
just wish that there was a little bit more instead of just keeping on refreshing the stuff. Next up is Circus Park.
This is the Tails one.
Yeah, I will say that it's the Dark Mission. This is one of the only few times that Eggman is like the full Dark Mission. You have to collect 400 rings in order to help out Tails. That's funny. Circus Park is cool. It's again another one of those like casino levels that Sonic has.
Yeah, and the mission here kind of sucks because
Yeah,
you have to collect the 300 rings, if I remember.
400. It's
And
400.
400. And if you use the ring, you only get like half of less than a half. So you have to restart the entire level. So
one of my favorite YouTube jokes comes from Circus Park, actually.
They taking candy for a baby, which is fine like me.
Not that one, but I also want to say it right here, right now. But yeah. So, it's but yeah. With yeah, Circus Park. I really do like Circus Park a lot. It actually took me a while to realize that it was even like I thought it was just like, oh, little environments here and there. No, it's just in the sky. It's a sky thing. And you know what? Good on Eggman for making a new amusement park. May not be Eggman Land yet, but certainly works. It certainly works. I'll see you guys did talk about
Circus Park is fun if you don't pay attention to the hero or the villain parts of it. I think it is a nice environment to explore. Even though it takes like 90 years to get anything done in that level. Yeah.
But besides that, it's a nice map. Speaking of nice, Central City, another Westopolis, but this one is actually good compared to Little Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go. Okay, so now we're going back to Westopolis, and now we're going across the bridge from Westopolis, basically. And yeah, Central City.
This map, I think you find Sonic again if you do in the hero route.
No, you find Knuckles again.
Oh, well,
yeah.
You find Knuckles then.
You find Knuckles the enchilada. Where you're
trying
trying to stop small bombs.
yeah, giant bombs are about to be detonated from the Black Arms, and yeah, we don't want that.
That is
Yeah,
bad.
definitely. You don't want that bombs everywhere.
Yeah, and back
It's
Doom usually
crazy.
tell you to protect to either protect the bombs or just walk to the finish line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is kind of dark to think. Obviously, Shadow doesn't remember Maria's promise in this game yet, but it's kind of dark to believe Shadow, would leave a city to get bombed. Like that is incredibly dark. Obviously, it's the
This is
dark.
why they
It's
don't.
dark path.
This is why they don't disclose what is or isn't canon. Only the beginning and the ending
Yeah.
is canon for all we know. For all we
Nah,
know,
Yeah.
everything in this game happened. For all we know, nothing in this game happened.
no. I gotta stop you right there. Last time I checked,
For all we
what is supposed to be canon is most of the boss fights are canon except the Eggman final battle that you do. That's called gambling thing. That is not canon.
That
I
Uh,
was
other thing that
are
is
you sure
canon.
about that?
Yes, I am sure. The other thing that
Are,
is
are you
canon.
really super sure? Because we don't know. This could all be a magical dream.
If it,
I'm asking,
I
oh,
would have
oh,
thrown my PS2
I
Slim
mean,
across the wall if this game was all just a dream.
Like, I know a
Because
lot
you
of
were
people
there,
have
and you
like
were there, and you
a
were
lot of
there.
people have
Oh
crafted
my
the
God.
theories and like went with which routes is actually canon, like which ones actually make sense in the storyline. But like, and to be fair, we do have some reference thanks to IDW, which we will actually get into in just a little bit with future levels. However, there is still some things that haven't been fully disclosed yet. And while I do agree that there is some things like I'm going to say it right now that I'm of the belief that the route with all 3 of the chaotic levels are canon. But I do not know that. That has not been disclosed in the slightest. Like a lot of this game is probably the most theory heavy amongst the Sonic games. And I applaud anyone who tries to make sense of it. Because I know Sega's trying to.
make it. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. The egg dealer, you were saying, Lord M?
Yeah, the egg dealer is not canon. What they are canon are every appearance, like for the first time of the Sonic characters, are canon. The second appearance are not canon at all. Any Black Doom appearance where he reveals lore to a cutscene, it's canon. And this is when it goes weird. The Gun Soldier and Sonic fight are canon, which is weird because is the dark route, but it's canon, but it doesn't kill anyone. So, and by the way, this route I'm saying is impossible to get in the main game because you fight various final bosses that you cannot get in one run. So that is weird, but it's canon. The only thing that is not canon is if you encounter the Sonic character for a second time and the egg dealer.
That's pretty interesting. But after a city that's central, this is actually this was actually Ian Flynn before he worked on the game, foreshadowing the DC crossover. Next up is the Doom.
Yeah,
This
that's
is a
cool.
level. This level,
It's annoying. It's annoying.
yeah,
why would someone name your whole level up after himself, bro? It's kind of crazy.
the
I
fact
mean-
that that finding
We
all
return to
those,
Space Colony Arc.
yeah, and you get to play as Maria. If you have
Yes, this is one of the few games where we get to play as Maria.
Nah,
Maria
the
Robotnik.
Doom,
I forgot she was playable.
Ah,
the
yes,
Doom
every
map.
Sonic fan's dream to play as a chronically ill child.
Yeah, the Doom.
Maria.
The Doom map, like the Doom zone, is not that bad. I always compare to the Ark. It's 1,000 times better. But
Mm.
man, I wish it was the enemy positioning was fair, because
Was
I did not
yeah.
I don't think I did play this on stream. I played it on my own time. But you have no idea. Every time I use a ring and I cannot get it back, I do 2 step and a enemy just spawn above me and it will kill me. I was raging. I wish I was
Yeah.
streaming. I wish I was streaming that map, because you guys would fucking laugh at me. It's just pain.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the funnier things about this level, is the fact that I remember I took a picture when I was playing the game originally, where I just had a big gun pointed at a grenade launcher pointed at Maria. It's like me because she made me play this level. Yeah. I will say that the music. We'll get more into the music later, but the music of the level is really really nice. The somberness of it. I obviously, if there's one thing most Sonic games get well done with, it is the music. But
Excuse me.
next up is
Sky
Sky
Troops.
Troops, where Shadow is quoted as saying, "I bet no one expected this baby to fly."
Mm-hmm.
And this, yes. So yeah. So as I mentioned before, as it was alluded to, is that this here is one of the few routes that is canon, uh, that we know of from Shadow the Hedgehog, where uh, Eggman takes the fight on himself to the Black Arms as their holy ground rises from the Glyphic Canyon and becomes um, literal flying platforms, and having and this is having been activated by the crystals that Shadow needed to activate, and yeah. We do know is that Eggman, it is meant to be canon that Eggman does bring in the Egg Fleet to fight the Black Arms. Um, and that stalls enough time for Sonic and his friends to do their thing. Whatever route that is taken afterwards. Sky Troops is meant to happen, as far as we know. How it ends, however, that's where it gets ambiguous again.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's gonna be the hero side for the Sky. I forgot the name. The Sky Two. For the Sky Two, I think it's gonna be the hero side, because it would be weird if it was dark side.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Yes.
dark, we move to Mad Matrix. I think this is the map where Shadow gets depression and I used to game over himself. This is where you encounter Vector.
No, this isn't. No, Mad Matrix is the one where Shadow goes into Eggman's databases with Espio.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't Espio also swear in this game? Like, doesn't he say
yes,
damn
yes,
as
he
well?
does.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Don't tell Tangle that Espio swore.
Whatever. Uh, then is Dead Ruins. After Mad Matrix, this movie is Dead Ruins. I don't remember anything
There's
about this
different
map.
terminals.
No. Mad Matrix is Eggman's digital circuit, basically. It's the inside of his Eggnet.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to access different terminals with Espio. I will say that that's pretty interesting, though, that you have to, that if you're gonna reskin stuff, I feel like this is the way to go. Speaking of skin death, this is just another repackaged Prison Island, pretty much.
Death Ruins? I
Yeah.
guess you could say that. It's just, just a forest that exists.
I think
definitely
this one
exists.
is. I think Dead Ruins is the forest map from Heroes. I think.
No, Death Ruins is completely different.
Oh, okay.
This isn't this is not Frog Forest or Lost Jungle. From what I can understand, it sounds like this is the forest outside of Westopolis. Just like, cause yeah, the what is it? What is it? The gun captain reports to Abraham Tower and speaks of oh, we've driven the Black Arms out of the city and into the forest. And from what it sounds like, Death Ruins is outside of Westopolis. I don't know, but
Maybe one day we can have the lore team on the podcast.
We can only
Our-
hope.
Yeah,
I
our
can
minds would
say
probably be fully
I
baked at this
I
point
will
when
say is
happened.
that I actually was part of something that was meant to actually get one of the lore team on, but
Oh,
some things fell through because we were doing it before Crossworlds came out, and
okay.
I'm not sure if we still have plans to do it again. So yeah.
Mm,
I'm not saying anything other than that.
okay.
Yeah.
Next up, we have
The
The
worst
Ark.
map ever, the Ark. I'm gonna go off here.
Is it that bad?
Yes. Wanna know something funny?
Ooh.
I've been
What's up?
stuck in. I recorded the stream when I played this map, and oh my god, I've been there like 2 hours, 2 whole hours.
Okay, like I know, I think from like I was thinking, I think there's like only one part that's like got people to know. So it was like floating platforms, right?
No, it's the hero side where you have to kill some kind of experiment based on chaos, like some floaty
Oh,
things.
that was that. I thought that was the other level. Whoops, my bad.
No, it's the Ark. This you have to
this
kill
is the
like
level
10.
where you have to.
You
Oh my god.
Maria is the hero side, and the first is fine. You see them real easy, like so you go to the level, but the last three are hidden, and this is the thing: the game doesn't tell you where they are because they don't make sound. And what else? Oh yeah, there are some parts that you have to go under because they have like a little sign, but in other parts of the game they see a sign that okay, you have to spin dash to go through. Well, in this one they don't show you the sign. You have to guess. You have to blind guess, and some of them actually drop you off the map, and you have to restart. That's what is
Yeah.
annoying. 2 hours I've spent in this map. Yeah, God, I hate it.
Yeah, that's something that this game really just it fumbled with because I remember I literally quit playing the game for like 2 months because of this level. Because I wanted to beat this game blind, but I feel like unless you've played this game multiple times, you're gonna need a guide.
A walkthrough.
Mm.
Yeah, you're gonna need to pull up a guide on 2005 YouTube to get through this level. It's like we all care about Maria, but at the same time, I'm sorry, Maria, I might have to go with the other ending because I don't want to spend 5 hours looking for these chaos blobs.
Mm.
Sega, why do you make this? Now I hate
Hey,
Maria.
Floof. Hey, Floof, would you Floof and everyone else, would you rather be subjected to me saying Lanofish for 40 hours or get through this level blind without knowing where any of the chaos are?
I
Honestly,
mean,
Level blind.
Yeah, I'll take the artificial
yeah,
chaos.
well, blind.
I would honestly become a shadow sim rather than doing those two things.
Because here's the thing, I've actually never played Shadow the Hedgehog.
And now you will play. Now,
You just
now
said
will
you
have to
didn't like
persevere.
him.
Yeah, you're gonna now have to play the game without knowing. You have to play the worst level in the game without knowing where to go.
Yeah.
Like the music in this level is fantastic. I meant to say that earlier about the other level, but just like going around the map, like I can only go on that weird roller coaster thing so many times before I fucking snap. Like if you want to see me get to my breaking point while playing Sonic games, make me play Sonic 2 or make me play that Shadow 05 level.
I mean, okay, listen, Shadow. I mean, that's Shadow 2, but Sonic 2
Or
ain't
Lost
all that, bro. It ain't that bad. No.
Dude, the fucking
Watch-
special stages in Sonic 2 literally made me cry last
I
year.
played this game so many times. All right, special stages aren't all that. All right.
Listen, there's a reason why when people if people want me to shut up, they'll say that I'll force you to play Sonic 2.
Like are
I
they
will
special
play
stages
with
annoying?
gusto.
Yes. Are they like that? No.
I will play Sonic 2 with gusto. It's time to put the kid. I forgot the phrase.
Like if you want to see me crash out, make me play Sonic 2 because I am just not the biggest boy
Mm.
when it comes to that.
Oh, wait till you get to Sonic 3. Ooh. Wow.
Sonic 3 is a little bit better. Well, speaking of things that are a little bit better, Air Fleet, I think it's good.
I don't remember much of this one, so go ahead, guys.
You have to destroy you have to kill the president of the
Air
United
Fleet.
States.
No, I think that was done for.
So this is yeah, so this is like literally moments before at least I'm as from what I'm remembering, right? This is moments before the Ark has been rerouted to fire upon the White House, and the president is being evacuated through the flying battleships that Gunn has. And it's either you protect the president or you destroy his escape pod. And yeah,
War
this
criminology.
is
It's like
certainly
about
this is
GameCube.
certainly the Sonic the Hedgehog game of all time, everybody.
Replaying this game in 2025.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be
That would yeah. And let's get on
That
let's
would
get
not-
on a lighter note than terrorism.
Yeah, that will age very poorly if the game made now.
Yeah. Eliminating killing soldiers.
Yeah, that will not look well.
Or helping
if the game of
Tails.
this generation.
What's your
Yeah,
poison here,
anyways.
folks?
Yeah. Getting on to Iron Jungle, you help out Omega shoot down Eggman's airship. If you use the hero route, and yeah. Iron Jungle isn't bad, even though it does suffer from same level syndrome.
It's linear.
Yeah. But at the same time, this is something that I would not want to play again because of just how much you have to do in this one level.
I have to admit that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think shooting down the egg balloon sounds fun, but it's like, you got to keep up with it too. It's it's the Eggman version of Lethal Highway, basically.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think the
Oh
difference.
my god, I'm just now realizing it is the Eggman version of Lethal Highway. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm now
When-
making that
when we say
correlation.
that this
Yep.
game recycles, it recycles.
I'm like actually like you can hear the rewiring of my brain. It's like, oh my gosh, they're both linear pathways in order to destroy a main ship dedicated to that faction, and it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah. It's like,
The fact that it didn't even clock for me sooner, it's just wow.
yeah. I should ask Arts to put a recycling bin in the background of the shadow thumbnail.
Mm.
'Cause this game
Recycling bin.
recycles. Yeah.
No, wait. No, it has to be the Windows computer recycling bin.
Mm.
I'll ask her to put that on it. Next up is Space Gadget, which is just another arc.
A lot of the excuse me. Yeah, really depending on the level is that with the arc levels, you'd only be so lucky as it feels like, some of it feels like more of the same, some of it feels like it was straight out of SA2. Like Space Gadget especially, it is just like oh, that it heavily feels like Final Rush and Final Chase, but it's like you're what I believe you do fly around in this one, right?
Yeah, you
Or am I
fly around
crazy?
a brief bit.
Yeah. Um yeah, I think I'd remember um oh wait, no, wait. Excuse me. I believe yeah, I'm remembering now. Um yeah. Yes, I'm
Just like
remembering now.
Shadow.
Space Gadget. This is this is the one right before the level. It's like Maria died. Woo! Sonic just comes in. uh Gosh, that one cutscene, it kills me.
Yeah. You're remembering stuff like Shadow in the game.
Uh, it is, yeah. Yeah, and there's also, yeah, as the game progresses, depending on where you go with this, is like Shadow will remember things, but it's in jumbled up pieces, and people will try to spin it however people would expect things to. The way Eggman has tried to spin it to where Shadow believes him, and yeah, it's Shadow is thrown around physically and mentally in this game, more
Yeah.
so than he ever has.
Lost Impact revisits the artificial chaos. You have to do this twice, man. Ugh.
And from what I believe, yes, it is Lost Impact. Lost Impact surely has an impact on the series because
Yeah.
you know
It also impacts my
what would I
depression.
say? Was it 2024? So 19 years later, these events would come back when we finally get to see Gerald's journal. Um and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and now that we know what the context is for this, is that after Emerald goes crazy, um the artificial chaos are also on a rampage because of Emerald going around the arc and destroying stuff. Thankfully, um while the researchers are neutralizing Emerald, Shadow is on the prowl for the artificial chaos with Maria. Um, However, this would also technically be you know, the last harrowing, but also amongst peaceful days in the arc before a certain event happens. This is, at the time, we would always think it was like, oh, going off of another few games that we know of, is that Emerald was the cause of this. No, this stage right here is the catalyst for what's about to happen in the
Yeah.
future. The reason why the raid happens is because of this.
Yeah. And and this was, I believe, a really good use of reusing the arc and stuff. This is, to me, the music in this level, everything in it. This was the level I was trying to remember about. When we said previously about the artificial chaos stuff. This is, to me, the most sad Sonic level in the history of the series. There is realizing and slowly putting together everything. I don't believe there's a Sonic level that is this sad and depressing. Floof, do you, Turk, Lord M,
Yeah.
do you guys think that you can think of a sadder Sonic level than this?
No.
Prankster, do you think so as well? There is nothing.
Uh,
I believe this is the saddest,
I
saddest Sonic
mean,
level.
I don't know.
well, what? Well, um, well.
Can I answer?
I mean,
Yeah,
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 go
go
sure.
ahead.
ahead.
Most of the levels in Chronos Island, and actually most of Sonic Frontiers in general, I
That's
just
Frontiers has some somber stuff.
it's just so bleak and depressing. In the music, it's just like,
It's sad.
okay, I love the approach, just not the execution. I like my Sonic games kind of more happy, so I guess it's more of a personal preference, if anything.
Mm. Honestly,
Mhm.
I mean, I just like Sonic game with a good story. So
Yeah.
like
Next,
it doesn't really matter. Okay, you can go ahead.
you can say your piece.
Okay, like it doesn't really matter. Like if it's like sober, if it's like the story tone is like different instead of like what comes like okay when the story tone is not like all happy all the time. It's like if it's and like it was like if it's like if they hit good, it will hit good. All right, like not I mean don't get me wrong, I do like my happy go lucky Sonic stories, but
Mm.
when they need to lock in, I'm gonna need them to lock in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of
like
locking in,
the
how about
somberness.
yeah?
Like, say what you want about Shadow Gens, but when it wants to be, I mean, a Shadow 05, my bad. Say what you want about Shadow Gens, when it wants to be somber, it's somber as hell.
I think you said Shadow Gens again.
Whoops. Brain error. Shadow 05. When Shadow 05 wants to be good with its writing, it's really good with its writing. Speaking of written things,
But then you
Gun
get,
Fortress, you get to.
but then you get, ah, yeah, bring it on.
Yep.
But yeah,
Next up,
speaking of
Gun
locking in,
Fortress.
how about we go to the lockdown and go to Gun Fortress?
Yeah.
Supposedly the main base of operations, even though I have no idea where it's meant to be. But
This
I
is
will
the
worry about that
Easter
in a
egg.
different date.
This is the Easter egg of Mr. Yuji Naka is okay.
Yeah, so I know that there are other ways to get to Gun Fortress, but I'm often thinking about the dark path where um it's either the fact that the president is successful in escaping or just barely made it out. And yeah,
They
it's
fully realize that Shadow's a threat.
yeah. Here in Gun Fortress, this is where we've been seeing a lot of the gun cutscenes with Abraham Tower and such. And this is where he decides to step in and take matters into his own hands.
Putting old Yellowring Shadow. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Gun Fortress is a cool level. It's nice to see a somewhat new take on a level. But yeah. Speaking of bleakness, Black Comet.
God, that map.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of like the final level. I don't know if you guys have ever played Epic Mickey, but this kind of reminds me of the final
I did.
like area. The area kind of reminds me of like Inside the Blob in the original Epic Mickey.
Mm.
Or it's just like you just see like a lot of junk everywhere. Except there's no Oswald the Lucky Rabbit trapped in the side of the thing. But yeah, to me like this was just kind of like like this level like it's good, but it looks disgustingly good. It's like ew, but ew, you know. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on this on Black Comic Floof?
The Black Comet? Not really.
Yeah.
Aside from, you know, lore specifications, no, I don't have anything else
The
much to say.
lore.
But it is cool, um, you know, getting to. I am. Whenever I think of the Black Comet, I do think of Black Comet. I do really like it, mostly just because um, I get because like I can compare this with another scene of like the Black Comet is where the Black Arms comes from. This is their home. It's their hive mind. It's where they spawn from, basically.
We are Black
And
Doom.
and when I think of Black Comet in terms of the stages as well as some of the other stages as well, I think of Epic Mickey. I know that's a weird correlation to make, but I'm reminded of the final level where you're inside of the blot.
That's what I
And
just said.
really,
Yeah.
when you're inside the blot and you're fighting
Yeah.
every single creature you fought against,
Yeah.
all of the blotlings and
The
all of
peaks.
the and all of the blot recreations of all the NPC characters and everything.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me of
Brainwave.
that, right down to like the like how do I put it? Veiny sort of dark environment of the inside, because again, it's like it is the literal heart of these creatures. It reminds me of
Except
that, and I really like
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And it's a
Yes,
shame we don't really have much of
Immortal.
that
I literally
again.
just said that earlier.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
It's fine. But yeah, like I love the Epic Mickey connection is something that I agree with too. Agreed with, but it's just so like Black Comet is just like so ugh. Like
But in a
ugh.
good way.
Yeah, it's ugh in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we seek shelter in lava. If this was the Minecraft movie, Shadow would be saying la 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 lava shelter.
Yeah,
And
in
I'm
this
done with you.
one, yeah,
Oh.
in this one, you find Omega, I think.
Yeah, this is from what I'm pretty sure Lava Shelter builds off straight from Iron Jungle when you're with Omega. And I
Yeah,
also
in this
know
one
that
you also skate on the lava, like you do
uh-huh,
in the Charmy level.
the rail grinding,
Mhm.
and I believe there's like some sort of enemy, like there's an egg pawn enemy that's like attached to the rails, something like that. I'm
Yes.
reminded very much of that. But yeah, Lava Shelter is just, what you'd expect, an Eggman base inside a volcano. I think it's one of the, because like I can't exactly think of any other like uh you know uh I guess you could say like the last sort of like level we'd have since then is like what um Red Mountain and Hot Crater. I think Red Mountain from Sonic Adventure and then Hot Crater from uh Sonic Advance 2? Yeah, Sonic Advance 2, that sounds right. Um those volcanic um yeah, the volcanic levels and such. Uh excuse me.
So
Um but yeah, it's like I kind of wish we'd have more levels inside of the volcano. Um Again, I'm thinking of Red Mountain. There's this one. It's like usually the levels are outside of the volcano or like around like the lava lakes and such. But now I want to go inside. When like it like and also like it'd be also be cool if we had like a level where it's inside like a dead volcano, like it's been cooled down to the point where like the lava doesn't flow anymore. Like I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
But don't mind me running my mouth off. We still have levels to talk about.
Yeah.
Lava
Cosmic
Shelter
Fall.
exists. It exists. What was that? Cosmic Fall? Yes, Cosmic Fall.
Yeah. Find the computer room.
Find the computer room.
my brain.
Wait, that's the level? Okay, that's the level.
This is the level you were talking about.
Okay,
This
it's the
is the
level.
one.
That's
And
the
and
level.
also-
Okay.
Shadow,
Yeah.
we need to find the computer room for Vanilla's OnlyFans.
No, don't go there yet.
Without me.
This
Probably better to say Rouge's OnlyFans, buddy.
I mean,
I was gonna shout out one of my best friends who really liked Shadow the Hedgehog as a game, but now I kind of don't want to anymore.
also, I gotta say, even though the ending of this map usually alludes the Shadow's gonna game end himself, the fact that Vector opened his mouth, it basically ruined the moment. Like, why?
This is what happened. Uh, the chaotics, everybody.
Yep. Also,
Look,
why?
despite the fact that that ending happened, you got to also admit that the chaotics are the MVPs of Shadow the Hedgehog.
So I had to admit that. Also, I found funny that why did Vector say yet? Like, don't go there yet. What does he mean by that?
Who knows?
Uh,
Um, yeah. But now we have the final level.
Hmm.
what we think is the final level, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, final haunt. Quite literally in the name. Hmm.
Yeah. Final haunt is an interesting one. I think it looks nice. I like the fact that Sonic's finally kind of like doing something after like kind of like roaming around like most of the game. Like, oh yeah, we have to beat this guy.
It's just as you guys said. He's just in it for the game, but now
Yeah.
he's like, oh man, I actually have to actually be in the game. All right.
Yeah.
EA Sport.
The funny thing, Sonic says that, but he actually doesn't help you in the boss fight. And I have proof.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Final haunt is interesting. I wish they kind of used Final Haunt as like another like flashback stage. Imagine you're playing through that day in the Ark. I feel like that would have been really cool. That is actually not the last level of Shadow of 5. There's the last way where you get to fight Black Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Every character is in this level. Yeah. You get to find out that You get to find out from the storyline from Sonic Adventure. From Sonic Heroes. Um.
Yeah.
You get to find out that Shadow is actually Shadow. He's not a clone. He's not a robot. This is the real 100% Shadow. We get to hear that from Mr. Eggman.
Hmm. Which I this is what I'm kind of confused. Why did Eggman needed to make the Shadow androids? Like, I don't even remember if he's explained on Heroes or here.
Probably to create the illusion that Shadow's on his side, probably. But just in general, it is definitely interesting having a level where you get to. This was obviously fighting Black Doom. Black Doom doesn't. We don't get another Black Doom fight until Shadow Gen. So just having this around was just really interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, now you guys have got me curious
Transform into
to
Super
know about
Shadow.
the.
It's incredibly badass. Well, those are
Yeah.
all of the levels of Shadow 05. I almost said Shadow Generations again. Um, but yeah, man. I guess now we have to cover the original 7 endings for this game now.
Which
All right, I'm gonna let y'all do that because I don't know too much of it, all the endings. I only know some of them, but I don't know
Just
all
give
of them.
us reactions to it. Here
Yeah.
we go.
all
No
right,
hero. It's just Shadow helping out Sonic defeat the Black Arms.
yeah,
Mhm.
but also says
Uh,
he also says the line that I'm the ultimate iPhone or something like that.
yeah.
Which Sonic is just
Uh,
there. I love
yeah.
that Sonic is just there and say something. And we defeat you with the power of teamwork. You're like, bro, you didn't do anything.
Yeah. The hero route where Shadow defeats Sonic and becomes the most powerful hedgehog in the world. Or was that the hero?
No, Black Doom. Black
Yeah.
Doom. The one that defeats Sonic, he also defeats the commander. And I don't remember what he said, but I think he mentioned something like I avenge Maria and then kills Sonic or just walks away. I don't remember which one
Yeah.
does.
Then we have the semi-hero route where, if I'm wrong on it, you just like correct me. Shadow feels remorse and sadness about his creation and possibly kills himself.
Yeah, that's the Vector one.
That is That is unfathomably dark. Like,
But it also kind of makes sense that he hates, him being created. And this is not being a hater. This is actually that serious. That he hates being created because he was made to be like a weapon for Black Doom to literally do chaos and stuff like that. So if I was in his shoes, yeah, I would feel remorse or I would be sad that
yeah,
that was
I
my
would
purpose.
hate myself if that was my creation reason.
Yeah.
Then we have the neutral hero ending, where Shadow believes he's an android and kills Eggman and takes over the android army.
Takes over the Eggman Empire too. Which
Yeah.
this is
I
kind
believe
of
that's the one where
weird.
he teams up with Omega.
Yeah.
If I'm
He came out with
correct me if
Omega.
I'm wrong, yeah. I wonder what Rouge thinks about that.
It's kind of funny because Omega whole motive during Heroes 05 all the way till I think Generations, he was kind of like I had to destroy all Eggman robots. But then but in this ending it's like okay, Eggman robots are now friends because Shadow took control.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we have Shadow declaring himself that he's an android and more powerful than the original Shadow.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that ending is just making Shadow his own Metal Sonic.
I
think
so,
Huh.
that
That's
is
interesting way of looking at it, actually.
Yeah, like I'm stronger than the original Shadow, and I'm like, dude, like when I saw that ending, oh, just Metal Sonic now.
Metal Shadow, which I think was almost which I think was almost a thing in Archie, but it didn't.
Yeah. Next up, we have the semi-dark ending where Shadow defeats Eggman, ordering him to leave his birthplace, and he spends the rest of his days protecting the Ark. That's an interesting ending, in my opinion. Because it's like, okay, I'm just gonna live on here for the rest of time. Now I want to write an interesting alternate universe where that's the real ending, and it's just like Shadow's just creepily staying on the Ark. Like, must stay on Ark. Then we have Pure Dark, which is Shadow betraying Black Doom and declares that he wants to conquer the universe. That to me is the funniest ending. When people say that the game's writing is a shitpost, I feel like this is like the most shitpost ending. It's like, I'm gonna just take over the universe because I feel like it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That
my
was like
two
the most
dads,
like.
I'm not gonna do anything that you want. And
I feel like that one is like the most just okay. We're just gonna put it here, just whatever ending.
Amusing in retrospect.
Yeah. And the dark ending is Shadow defeating Sonic and declares to destroy the planet. I think in the dark.
It's like, hey. It's like, hey, player, how do you screw up this badly?
Yeah.
Foolish do you to think that I screw up. That's why my plan all along.
Yeah. And by the way, if you go through the dark ending, the only time Maria is ever mentioned is during that final fight in the dark ending.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, that's all of Shadow 05.
Now we move to the music.
The music, I Am All of Me is a banger. I remember when I was at the Sonic Symphony, people were freaking out when that came on. That was actually the song they used to transition from the symphony into like the rock.
Yeah. The music in this game is actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Like I listened to most of it though. It was T. There's like most of them are bangers. Some, I mean, some of them could be misses, but in my opinion, like this OST in general was like it's pretty good for what it was trying to do.
Yeah. I Am All Hail Shadow, I believe, came from this game.
Yes.
Obviously, I Am All of Me. No Turning Back, I believe, also came from this game.
Yeah, that's the ending theme
no,
for the game. Yeah.
I love
All
No
Hail
Turning
Shadow.
Back. That's an awesome song right there.
Yeah. Obviously, as I've said earlier, the arc themes throughout the game, the motifs are just so sombering and sad. Like this game, I believe, I think this game has a better OST than Heroes.
You take that back.
No.
That is quite the statement you've got there.
Don't tell Retchie.
You know what? You know what? Fair enough. Yo, Reggie, if you're watching this one's for you. Uh, but also like, I mean, yeah, the music is really really good, especially since like, uh, what is it then? What is the one I'm thinking of? Is it? It's it's Cosmic Fall. Cosmic Fall is like the big one that I think of when it comes to Shadow of 5.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure it was also like it's also like fairly reused in a sense. Like I'm pretty sure like some of the racing games use it, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Sonic
it's
is
also,
always about recycling.
yeah.
It's good for the environment.
Westopolis as well. Um, although it's like certain tracks would also be cool to like reuse, like uh, ooh, well, yeah, Digital Circuit, Mad Matrix. Um, oh, I'm Sky Troops, Sky Troops. Yeah. Um, it would just be nice to hear remixes of the songs and stuff. Just like more of the levels that aren't really like used as often. Shadow of 5 especially has levels that aren't used as often.
Mm.
And again, I thought that's what we'd get out of a certain recent game that came out, but unfortunately, that is not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. But I'm looking back on this game 20 years later. There is one voice actor from the 4Kids era that did stay. But people I think remember this game mostly for Jason Griffith's performance.
Mm.
Being both Shadow and Sonic is something I wish that they kept. Obviously, Ryan wasn't Shadow. That was David Humphrey. But I would have loved it to be the tradition for the person that plays Sonic to be both Shadow and Metal. I think that would have been a really cool tradition. Obviously, it's actually never mind. It's kind of interesting that Ryan plays both Sonic and Metal. Jason played both Shadow and Sonic, but Roger's only done Sonic, and he's now Omega's voice actor as well. But I kind of wish Roger was the voice of Metal. I think that would have been really cool.
Uh,
Yeah.
sometimes tradition isn't always upheld, but it's an interesting thing to happen anyways. The different
Yeah.
changes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you guys believe that this was after talking about this game for about almost an hour 30 at this point? Would you guys believe that this was the game that started this dark age of Sonic?
Nah.
Yesn't. Like, it's a yesn't.
I'm pretty sure it was
Maybe.
06 or Rivals.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so for me, yes, but also no. Because, like, you gotta remember, like, this was, like, 2005, okay? Sonic series at the time was still, like, still chugging, pretty well. It's pretty smooth, right? With some, like, a little bit of, like, rocks, right? But it was still, like, chugging pretty smoothly. But when it came to 06, that's when it truly started to show. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Like, so oh six was the game that did the most damage. So, yeah.
I mean, this game also brought something good to the table that people keep asking, but Sega won't budge because they are made for kids. It was the guns. Now we have the
Mm.
Wispas, but people keep asking that, hey, give Shadow his gun back because 05.
Yeah.
But never.
The movie did get around this by having it be like I think like a laser
It was like a
gun.
laser. It was a laser, yeah, laser gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we give him a wisp
But
and give him a wisp and that's it. Just call it a day.
yeah. Yeah.
Look, if they ever listen, if they ever do a remake, which I highly doubt they will do, they
They
will have to
haven't
change
remade
so much stuff.
old games.
So
I mean, it is kind of confirmed that Shadow will that this year or the next one, because the year of Shadow is still going, even people deny it.
at least for
But
at least till they
no,
said it will be a deadline for this, right?
no, there is no deadline. There is no deadline. They have to confirm that Shadow Year is over, but it's still ongoing. Shadow Year. Shadow will get 2 games and a remake. In one game is a full-on standalone game. The other is a remake. Nobody knows what game is gonna be remake. If it is 05 or Adventure 2. And one of the new
say
games that is going
Wait,
to
didn't they
get,
say they didn't want to do Adventure 2 yet? Like at all? Not until like they're ready?
not sure. But one game is a standalone game that is gonna be in all platforms, and the other game is gonna be mobile exclusive.
Yeah.
So forget
thinking
Gear of
about,
Amy or Metal.
would you
I guess.
one of the things I wish I did in the colors episode is like compare like the last two the game beforehand and better than. Would you guys say that this game is better than Heroes or worse than 06?
I have no comment because I haven't played. So
Well,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Worst-
comment either.
it's better than 06 because yeah, it's buggy. But better than Heroes? Nah, I think they're in the same level, to be honest.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I believe that's everything.
Yep.
all right, that
Okay.
that was pretty good.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
that
that's
will
it.
do it for... that will do it for this episode of the Podcast of Disaster. As always, thank you for watching. Be good to yourselves, others, and mothers, and make sure to once again give a warm welcome to Prankster for joining the rotation of our co-hosts.
I hope we don't brain rot her brain.
And remember to be good to yourselves, others, and mothers, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
This was certainly an episode.
So I played the Shadow game, and I was expecting it to be the worst gaming experience of all time, but I actually kind of loved it, both ironically and unironically. The game's intro is actually like incredible and looks great even in 2025, and I think Shadow with guns is actually such a crazy but fun concept, and since I grew up with Ratchet and Clank, I felt like it was like a good fit. And I wish that they would just bring back his guns so he'd have more variety in gameplay compared to Sonic in each game. Level-wise, most are pretty generic, but there are some pretty cool ones. Westopolis is a great opening level, despite having to play it 10 times. And the worst levels are Mad Matrix and the Doom. Those are trash. The soundtrack is one of the best in the entire franchise, and I think every vocal theme is fantastic. Even Almost Dead is really good, which I think it should be released onto streaming platforms. Same with the original Endless Possibility. It needs to be, like, public. It needs to be there, you know? Also, an underrated level track is the one that's a remix of Back to Back from Sonic Rush, since they released the same day. I thought that was pretty cool. And I Am All of Me is actually my favorite song of all time. It's amazing. I love it. It's my favorite. Expert mode is a pretty interesting feature where you have to beat every level in the game in a row with a bunch of, basically on a hard mode. It's really crazy. It took me over 24 hours, but I did beat it, and it was pretty good. I wish I could have gotten a trophy, but they did not exist on PS2. The writing is really funny and absurd with the, "Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald? This is like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me." And, of course, "Disgusting black creatures, get out of my sight." And Sonic acts especially weird in this game for some reason. I don't know why. he's like, oh, hey, I can't think of like anything. Well, he like, there's that one scene where like he just interrupts Shadow's brooding. It's really bizarre, but I like to imagine that it's like how Sonic sounds to Shadow specifically. Like he's more annoying to him, so that's how it is. But yeah, I feel like the writing could have been a lot better, especially if they said other swears other than damn. The game was originally going to be teen, so it probably was going to have other swears, so it would be interesting to see it like that. Maybe the game would have been better. I really like the idea of a choice-based Sonic game, but the execution was really not well done. However, the fact that they gave all 326 different routes their own names was actually hilarious, and like, that's pretty cool. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm a fan of the game. The story has a great concept, but the execution is really weird, but it's still fun, still a very fun game.